Hey guys, Henreys here, back with another video. Cameras have a funny way of catching things they weren't supposed to. Whether it was a government cover-up, a forbidden event, or just a moment too controversial for its time, these photos were never meant to be seen by us. But here they are. We're going to break down exactly what was happening behind the lens and why these specific stories were kept in the dark for so long. Before we jump into the first one, do me a huge favor and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me keep finding these rare gems for you. Ready? Let's get started. Captured in 1943, this iconic image features Hollywood legend Ava Gardner posing in a stylish pinstripe swimsuit, epitomizing the timeless glamour of the Golden Age. Meet Betty Blue Eyes Howard, the 1947 burlesque queen, famously billed as the girl who has everything. A legendary dancer of the Golden Age, she captivated audiences from Vegas to Havana. In 1915, World War I soldiers used periscope cameras to photograph enemy lines from the safety of deep trenches, bypassing snipers to capture rare, life-saving battlefield intelligence. In 1938, SS leader Heinrich Himmler attends a Berlin sports event with his daughter Gudrun. This chilling image captures the domestic side of a primary Holocaust architect. Step inside NASA's 10x10 supersonic wind tunnel in 1956. This massive 24-foot swinging valve controlled extreme airflow, helping engineers perfect high-speed aircraft during the early Cold War era. In 1934, holiday shopping looked a bit different. Watch these adventurous women in Tewkesbury, England, pull up in their sidecar to hand-pick a fresh farm turkey. Back from Belgrade, a young Judi Dench and John Neville returned to London in 1959 after a successful Shakespearean tour through Yugoslavia. In 1969, Sophia Loren and Carlo Ponti relax in Moscow during the historic Soviet filming of Sunflowers, the first Western production permitted in the USSR. Meet Hiram R. Revels, the first black U.S. Senator. Elected in 1870, this Mississippi minister and Republican broke racial barriers, championing equality during the post-Civil War Reconstruction era. At just 4 feet wide, the B-17's ball turret required nerves of steel. This tiny glass bubble offered a 360-degree view and zero room for error. Standing back-to-back in 1949 Malaysia, the British Empire's tallest guardsman and shortest Gurkha rifleman capture a rare, towering moment of military history. A truly legendary perspective. In 1925, after a massive 6.5-day search, 11-year-old Lucille Chatterton was found with ex-convict Earl Woodward, later revealing a heartbreaking story of parental abuse. A rare 1981 glimpse of 14-year-old Kurt Cobain on drums at Montesano High, years before defining grunge and becoming the reluctant voice of a generation. Jacqueline Prescott, born in 1936, rose to fame as Playboy's Playmate of the Month for September 1957. This iconic vintage portrait showcases the mid-century glamour that defined her early modeling career. Captured at the Warwick Hotel in 1978, Susan Sarandon promotes the film Pretty Baby. Playing a prostitute mother, she famously defended the production amid intense controversy over its themes. Long before the red carpet, Elizabeth Hurley was a true 1980s punk. With neon hair and piercings, She ruled London's underground scene before becoming a global icon. At the 1953 Cannes Film Festival, a young Brigitte Bardot captivated the world, single-handedly turning the bikini into an iconic symbol of modern, liberated style. Before it was a high-security tourist landmark, families lived on Liberty Island. This 1930s photo shows a resident hanging laundry right in Lady Liberty's shadow. Before the fame, a teenage Brigitte Bardot playfully poses in Saint-Tropez. This 1950 portrait captured the budding starlet's charm long before she became a global icon. Linda Carter, the definitive 1970s Wonder Woman, creates a heroic snow angel. This rare promotional shot captures the Amazonian princess trading her golden lasso for a playful moment in the winter frost. High in the Papua New Guinea canopy, the Koyari people built these strategic tree houses, circa 1880, to gain a defensive vantage point against rival tribal raids. In 1947, Iowa teenagers engage in a candid game of spin the bottle, capturing a playful, coming-of-age ritual within the social landscape of post-war America. In 1932, these prism-based Hamblin glasses were invented. They allowed users to read flat on their backs by reflecting text at a 90-degree angle, preventing neck strain. In 1939, Oscar winner Claudette Colbert defines Golden Age glamour, posing at home in a striking, floral-embroidered two-piece silk evening gown. In October 1940, a Royal Air Force armorer in Egypt prepared a massive bomb for a mission against Italian forces during the North African campaign. Hollywood legend Bette Davis pours coffee for troops at the Hollywood Canteen. A tireless volunteer, she proved that even icons served during the war. In 1894, a Victorian woman shattered the era's rigid portrait standards by crossing her eyes and pouting. A rare, playful rebellion against the serious, long-exposure photography of the 1890s. British Prime Minister Sir Neville Chamberlain returns from talks with Hitler in Germany. London, September 24, 1938. The photo captures the 1963 wedding of Olympic sprinter Frank Budd and his wife Barbara Jordan in Ambler, Pennsylvania. They remained married for 51 years until Frank's passing in 2014. Before Ziggy Stardust, there was the mod. In 1966, a young David Bowie rebranded himself in London's club scene, chasing stardom long before he ever became a starman. Captured by Norman Parkinson for a 1952 Vogue shoot, this image features model Myrtle Crawford wearing a sculptural Le Gros Sœur hat and a knotted pearl necklace, epitomizing Parisian high fashion. Over 1,000 sailors and Marines scale the massive lattice masts of a 1918 battleship, capturing a breathtaking moment of naval pride before the tides of history shifted. Captured in the mid-1980s, a young Demi Moore poses poolside in a bold, striped suit, marking her rise as a Brat Pack icon and Hollywood's future leading lady. In 1956, two icons collided, Queen Elizabeth II and Marilyn Monroe, both aged 30, meeting at a London film premiere. A rare bridge between Hollywood royalty and the British crown. In 1964, a crying fan treasures a tuft of grass stepped on by Ringo Starr. This iconic photo captures the absolute frenzy of American Beatlemania. In 1974, a stuntman leaps into a specialized rescue airbag during a public safety demonstration, showcasing new technology designed to save lives during high-rise fires and emergencies. Following the death of Joseph Stalin, millions flooded Moscow on March 9, 1953. This rare photo captures the overwhelming grief and the chaotic, deadly crush that claimed hundreds of lives. Captured by Harry Langdon, this 1970s portrait shows Sally Field shedding her girl next door image, evolving from TV star to a future Hollywood legend. In 1960, legendary singer and Catwoman, Eartha Kitt, married real estate investor John William McDonald at her Los Angeles home. This rare photo captures their private ceremony before a 5-year marriage. Step into the ultimate 1970s time capsule. From the psychedelic patterns to the iconic floor-to-ceiling shag carpet, this custom van interior defines an era of pure, fuzzy freedom. Penned on Titanic stationery just hours before disaster, Adolphe Saalfeld's optimistic letter survived the sinking, a haunting, handwritten final glimpse into life aboard the world's most famous ship. Capturing 1983 pop royalty, this rare shot shows Michael Jackson, LaToya Jackson, and Paul McCartney on the Santa Ynez set of their chart-topping hit, Say, Say, Say. Before the Oscars and Titanic, a young Leo DiCaprio followed in his stepbrother Adam's footsteps. This 1978 portrait captures the bond that originally inspired Hollywood's greatest actor. Step back to 1963 in Doyle's bar, Athy. This rare shot captures the quiet soul of old Ireland, where every shadow tells a story of the past. In this iconic 1987 portrait by Arthur Elgort, an 18-year-old Christy Turlington exudes the natural elegance that defined the Big Five supermodel era for Interview magazine. Step back into 1960 with this rare portrait of Hollywood starlet Jane Wald. Discover the glamour of a bygone era through the lens of classic Los Angeles history. A 1960s family gazes at a rising mushroom cloud. Though framed as a rare historical snapshot, this chilling image is actually a clever modern-day digital composite. Captured in 1899 by Samuel Dudin, this Kazakh bride wears a saukale, a sacred conical headdress, symbolizing her family's status and a protected transition into marriage. Models Endy and Selena bring 1973 London to life on King's Road, blending timeless polka dots with bold stripes and those iconic, towering platform heels. Check out Sylvester Stallone in Paris. Wearing his Nighthawks movie gear, Sly looks every bit the 80s icon. Is this the ultimate action hero aesthetic? Director Blake Edwards nails Natalie Wood with a pie on the set of The Great Race, 1964. This legendary scene used 4,000 real pies over 5 messy days. Linda Carter transforms into a rare blonde disguise in Wonder Woman, secretly competing on Paradise Island to prove her true Amazon strength. Built over a failed Soviet palace and later replaced by a cathedral, this massive heated pool was Moscow's favorite winter escape. A surreal dive into Russia's ever-changing history. In 1953, Surrealist Salvador Dalí shocked Paris by riding a goat-drawn carriage, perfectly blending his eccentric lifestyle with his avant-garde art. Step back into the 1950s with Brigitte Bardot. The French sex kitten redefined glamour with her rebellious style, signature pout, and an era-defining influence on global fashion. In 1955, London's Teddy Girls ruled the ruins. Captured by Ken Russell, these stylish rebels defied post-war norms, using bold fashion to reclaim their war-torn streets. Captured during the 1965 filming of Dr. Zhivago in Spain, Geraldine Chaplin and Julie Christie share a candid moment on David Lean's massive hand-built Moscow set. In 1945, American and Soviet allies met at Germany's Elbe River, bridging two worlds to celebrate victory and a fleeting moment of peace. In 1961, whiskey-flavored toothpaste was a real novelty gift. Created by Don Pointer, it contained 3% alcohol and promised a spirit in every brush. The 1965 Peel Trident was a tiny, bubble-topped microcar. Contrary to the image's caption, this terrestrial flying saucer was actually built on the British Isle of Man. Captured in October 1989 by photographer Aaron Rappaport, this portrait features a 17-year-old Christina Applegate during her breakout years as the iconic Kelly Bundy on Married with Children. Soviet bomb dogs were trained to find food under tanks. Conditioned to the smell of Russian diesel, they often ignored German targets and mistakenly detonated under their own friendly vehicles. Before she stood in New York, Lady Liberty was a giant puzzle in Paris. Witness the 1885 assembly of this iconic symbol of American independence. Witness the timeless grace of Gina Rowlands. Before becoming an indie film legend, this 1950s portrait captured the raw, captivating beauty that defined her storied career. Captured in Mexico, May 1973. Jacqueline Bisset radiates timeless elegance on the set of Le Magnifique, cementing her status as a global icon of the silver screen. Captured by Marceline Flandrin in 1925, this haunting aerial photo depicts the last wild Barbary lion in the Atlas Mountains, shortly before the subspecies went extinct in nature. A young Anthony Bourdain prepares a meal in his New York City apartment in 1986, years before finding global fame as a chef and storyteller. In 1968, this woman stunned the world with record-breaking eyelashes. A bold 60s fashion statement, these gigantic lashes took the era's obsession with dramatic eyes to the absolute extreme. A 1950s Mercedes-Benz 190SL sports a cheeky S-EX666 license plate in this vintage street scene, humorously misdated 1978, despite its classic mid-century aesthetic. In 1959, Volvo changed the world. Engineer Niels Bohlin invented the three-point seatbelt, then gave the patent away for free to save lives everywhere. An 18-year-old Andre Agassi electrifies the 1988 US Open with his signature mullet and powerhouse baseline game, reaching the semifinals and proving that for the young star, image is everything. In 1947, Sergeant Robert Everett's fought New York's record blizzard with a flamethrower. It looked cool, but mostly just turned the snow into ice. In April 1942, these American women traded domestic life for welding goggles, mastering essential industrial skills to power the Allied war effort from home. Demonstrators listened to a performer in Central Park on Moratorium Day, October 15, 1969. Moratorium Day was a mass demonstration and teach-in staged across the United States in protest against continued American involvement in Vietnam. A splash of champagne before a sea of fire. Eleanor Roosevelt christens the SS America, unaware that World War II would begin just one day later. In 1910, this family defied tradition, wearing their history on their skin as circus attractions when tattoos were rare and often considered scandalous. Basketball legends Larry Bird, Michael Jordan, and Magic Johnson unite for the 1992 Dream Team, reclaiming Olympic gold and transforming the NBA into a permanent global sporting phenomenon. Bodybuilding icons Arnold Schwarzenegger and Franco Columbu stroll through 1970s California, a candid glimpse into the lifelong bond that defined the sport's legendary golden era. During their downtime on the Eastern Front, German Wehrmacht soldiers engaged in makeshift chariot races using horse-drawn carts, echoing ancient traditions to boost morale amidst a brutal campaign. Meet the punt gun, a 10-foot duck cannon from 1920. Capable of clearing entire flocks with one shot, these massive weapons were banned to save American wildlife. This 1892 image depicts a member of the Misericordia, an Italian lay brotherhood. Their hoods ensured anonymity, focusing on humble service rather than public recognition. Step back to 1936, where daredevil stunt drivers modified early Fords with rear axle weights to perform these gravity-defying wheelies, thrilling massive crowds during the golden age of thrill-seeking. On August 17, 1962, actor Jack Lemmon married Felicia Farr in Paris while filming Irma la Douce. The private civil ceremony featured a stunning Givenchy hat. Italian icon Ornella Muti radiates timeless beauty in this 1978 cinematic still. Surrounded by mystery and letters, she remains a captivating legend of classic European cinema. 1944. U.S. 7th Division soldiers use flamethrowers to flush Japanese forces from a Kwajalein blockhouse, while riflemen stand ready for any who attempt to escape the flames. Captured by Helmut Newton in 1975, this iconic photo features Danish model Winnie Holman in Cannes. She famously wears a prosthetic bust, reflecting Newton's signature Amazonian aesthetic. The image captures the liberation of Paris, where brave French resistance fighters built makeshift sandbag barricades to reclaim their city from Nazi occupation. Italian icon Claudia Cardinale radiates elegance at the 1967 Sorrento British Film Festival. At her career peak, she captivated international audiences while preparing for her legendary role in Once Upon a Time in the West. In 1984, Eleanor Mondale hits the streets to rally support for her father's presidential bid, embodying the youthful energy and high stakes of a historic American election cycle. In the 1930s, London zookeepers often led penguins on daily walks to interact with visitors. This famous 1934 photo captures feeding time near the iconic modernist Lubetkin Penguin Pool. On June 18, 1964, civil rights protesters held a prayer vigil at a segregated Florida restaurant after marching through a white area, part of the St. Augustine movement challenging segregation. Step into 1885. This Empire washer promised a revolution, replacing the washboard with a hand-cranked drum. A rare glimpse into the birth of modern laundry. Captured in 1997 by Ferdinando Scianna, this iconic black-and-white portrait features Italian actress Monica Bellucci in Palazzolo Acreide, Sicily, exuding timeless Mediterranean elegance for a Dolce & Gabbana campaign. In 1945, this P-51 Mustang, Little Ambassador, made a daring emergency landing in the Rhine River. Damaged by flak, it found sanctuary in neutral Switzerland. In 1947, Irving Penn assembled 12 elite models for Vogue, capturing a masterclass in post-war elegance and the birth of modern fashion iconography. In 1986, George Hurl applied his legendary Grand Master of Hollywood glamour lens to David Byrne, blending golden age sophistication with 80s avant-garde cool. In 1978, John Travolta and Mary Lou Henner hit the dance floor at a private disco club party honoring CBS critic David Sheehan, celebrating Travolta's iconic Oscar nomination. Director Tim Burton discusses a scene with a fully costumed Danny DeVito. Behind the heavy prosthetics, DeVito's legendary portrayal of the Penguin begins to take shape. Step back to the early 1900s Russian Empire. This rare glimpse shows a family enjoying croquet, a favorite pastime of the Tsarist elite before the revolution. In the 1967 episode Surf's Up, Joker's Under, Adam West's Batman dons yellow trunks to defeat the Joker in a legendary, campy surfing duel for Gotham's waves. In the aftermath of the fire, a man holds his beloved dog, who tragically died from smoke inhalation. The photo was captured right after firefighters managed to bring her out of the building. In 1978, ABBA posed for Bravo magazine in these iconic, tax-deductible costumes. This vibrant snapshot captures the Swedish pop legends at their global peak, blending bold, Scandi style with disco-era flair. In 1927, this eerie leather mask was designed to protect women's faces during basketball games. Thankfully, it never caught on, leaving only this haunting photo behind. This viral image of Marilyn Monroe with miso is actually a digital edit. It overlays Marilyn's face onto a 2011 self-portrait by photographer Anna Vihastaya. Journalist Hunter S. Thompson embedded with the Hells Angels for a year. The after photo shows the brutal stomping he received following a confrontation with members in 1965. Supermodel Stephanie Seymour stuns in this iconic 1992 Victoria's Secret catalog shot, capturing the vintage glamour and lace aesthetics that defined the golden era of 90s fashion. This 1972 photo captures Elton John at the London Palladium, relaxing in a fur coat and towering platforms during rehearsals for his iconic Royal Variety performance. In 1940 Lublin, a German officer lectures Jewish children on hygiene, a cruel irony in a ghetto intentionally deprived of running water. On November 9, 1989, exuberant crowds at Checkpoint Charlie welcome East Berliners as they drive their iconic Trabant into West Berlin, marking the historic fall of the Berlin Wall. A haunting glimpse into 1967, Syd Barrett wears a Christmas crown, unknowingly captured just weeks before his tragic descent led to his permanent departure from Pink Floyd. In the 1980s, Dian Fossey shared a profound, tactile bond with Rwanda's mountain gorillas, transforming global conservation and proving these gentle giants were a species worth saving. Monday energy meets 1980s beach heat. Don't let the start of the week stop you. Grab the crew and get after it. Spring break starts now. Step back into the ultimate 80s summer. From the neon swimwear to the iconic hairstyles, this poolside energy is unmatched. That wraps up today's video. Some of these photos were pretty wild, and a few of them are hard to forget once you've seen them. Let me know in the comments which part of the video you liked the most. If you enjoyed watching, don't forget to leave a like. It helps the YouTube algorithm push my content to more viewers. And if you want to see more, click the video on your screen or check out the playlist for more content like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.